All right, so today we're diving into a really powerful way to think about and overcome porn addiction, taken from a source called The Parasite of Pixels. It uses this compelling and frankly kind of chilling metaphor to completely reframe the struggle. Let's get right into it.
So this is the core idea right here. This isn't just a bad habit or some kind of vice. No, the source frames it as a parasite, and that metaphor is so important because, a parasite has its own agenda. It only exists to feed, and its survival comes directly at your expense.
So what exactly do they mean by parasite? Well, think of it as this force that has a sort of negative hypnotic effect. This isn't just about being tempted. It's about something that literally locks your attention, making it incredibly hard to look away. And its entire purpose is to chew up your time, your dignity, and your potential.
Okay, that leads to a pretty obvious question, right? If porn is a parasite, what's it feeding on? The source gets very specific about what this addiction needs to consume to keep itself alive.
And this is where the whole thing gets really personal. The argument is that this isn't just about wasting an afternoon staring at a screen. It's about this parasite consuming the very essence of who you are, and maybe more importantly, who you could have become.
And this breakdown really shows you what's at stake. Time. Okay, that's the obvious one. We all get that. But it goes so much deeper. The source argues it also feeds on your dignity and your self-esteem, leaving you feeling just worthless. And finally, and this might be the biggest one, it consumes your potential. All that energy that you could be pouring into your career, your relationships, your life.
Now, according to the source, this whole feeding process isn't random at all. It actually follows this really predictable, repeatable pattern they call the porn trance. And understanding this cycle is, well, it's the first step to breaking it.
And this just lays it out so clearly. Look, it starts with a trigger. You're bored, you're lonely, maybe you're stressed. Then comes that little lie you tell yourself, the promise, just for a few minutes. That leads you into the trance, where your attention is just completely hijacked. Next thing you know, hours have disappeared. And it all ends with a crash, that awful moment you wake up and just feel empty, exhausted, and disgusted with yourself.
So when you see that cycle, your first instinct is probably, okay, I've got to fight it. Just suppress the urge with willpower, right? Well, the source argues that this is a huge mistake. It's actually a battle you are pretty much destined to lose.
This point is absolutely crucial. Trying to just push those cravings down, to suppress them, it just doesn't work. The cravings don't go away. They just go underground, waiting to pop back up with even more force the second your willpower gets a little tired.
This slide lays out the difference perfectly. See, suppression is like running away. You're always on the defensive, and it just leads to stronger cravings and makes you restless and irritable. It's a losing battle. But elimination, that's about subduing the mind. It's not about fighting the craving. It's about removing the need for it to begin with. And that, according to the source, is the real path to freedom.
Which of course brings us to the million-dollar question. If you can't use brute force, if willpower and suppression is the wrong strategy, then how on earth do you actually win this thing? What's the alternative?
Well, the answer, according to the source, isn't about fighting the temptation out there. It's about mastering your own internal world. It's a total shift in where you put your energy and focus.
This is the first half of that huge mental shift. You have to completely let go of the idea that you're in a head-to-head battle with the urge itself. The source is super clear. Trying to fight the craving directly is not the goal here.
Because the real work is all internal. The goal is to basically retrain your mind so it doesn't automatically reach for this habit whenever you feel bored or stressed or lonely. I mean, think about it. You don't have to fight a craving that you don't even have in the first place.
And listen, this isn't just some vague philosophical idea. The source material actually provides a whole toolkit for this process. It offers over 30 specific techniques for what it calls a judicious control of your mind. It's not a mystery, it's a skill you can actually learn and practice.
So we end on this central idea: reframe the entire problem. It's not about the pixels on the screen, it's about the mind itself. The challenge is to stop fighting these external triggers and instead focus all your energy on mastering your own internal landscape. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful final question to think about. If the real battle is with the mind, what does that battlefield look like for you?